Can here with me. This ain't a diss song, but yeah, you know what it is. I'm a cheesehead, y'all niggas cheese whiz. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's nothing. That Super Bowl ring, that's nothing. Pull up in your town when you see me, you know everything. Green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow. I put it down, representing for my team. I'm in green.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions with LeRoy Butler.
Yeah.
We are heading into week 9.
Really?
Is that right? Yeah?
Well,
7-1 Packers.
I know you media boys, they predict the Packers being 7-1. How does that?
They've reached the number of victories that I picked them to have this season.
Well,
so.
yeah, I'm the smart one on this show, so don't worry about that part.
Yeah.
But listen, let's be honest. Now, whether people were pleasantly surprised or predicted, it doesn't matter at this particular point. You have to say, with the kind of turmoil that last year was, a lot of moving parts. Mm-hmm. You went out free agency and maybe hired a few guys. I know we said some of the stuff is redundant, but it just needs to be said. You went out and got some free agents people really didn't know. They didn't know about the Smith brothers. Both of those guys are actually on my half-season All-Pro list. But you also have a coach, a first-year coach, who a lot of people may not know a lot about.
Yeah.
But for him to come in and really stabilize some rocky waters, I give Matt LaFleur a lot of this credit. I know the underlining is some of the players having career years or great years, but I like to stick to the coaching part of it because these guys put in 18-hour days. Mm-hmm. So I like the fact that they're putting in game plans, him and his staff, that's really been working people over. And I think for the most part, you catch some people by surprise because they don't know your tendencies yet. Now he has a full chart, a body of work, which is half season, that people can diagnose and look at what does he like to do. And you'll see teams kind of defend them better.
They will.
Stretch.
But that's his job is to then counter. He has to stay ahead of the game, and he has stayed ahead of the game.
He really has.
What I really like about what he's done is that he has diagnosed what the situation is every game and come up with pretty good plans to win. In the last 2 weeks or last couple of weeks, he didn't have Davante Adams, so what did he do? He developed Aaron Jones as a receiver.
As a receiver, yes.
I wonder, what's your thought about what they've been able to do without Davante Adams, and what will be the shift when he comes back? Is there a danger that they'll try too hard to get him the ball because he's a star? They have a good thing going right now with the way they're spreading the ball out.
Well, yes, but the reason why I like Matt LaFleur's system, because each week it's a different guy. And that's what you have to this week, Envy has 1 catch, one target.
Right.
But
Lazard,
the week before, he was the man, 130-some yards, touchdown. But you're right, Lazard, 5 targets, 5 catches. When Davante comes back, instead of 8 guys catching passes, it may be 5 or maybe 4, but you'll still do it within the offense.
Is that good? I mean, isn't it better to have 8, or is it good to have it 5? Is it okay to have 5?
I think you can have it both ways because you need to have a target like Davante Adams if you need a play.
Yes.
When you need a play.
Yes.
Like we're going to talk about in X's and O's, when you really needed a play, you went to 33.
Right. Even though you've been going to him all game long.
Yes, he's your guy.
Right.
So, you get a chance to go to the sideline, you talk about it. What's our very best play and what players do we want? Now, here's why I want to address that. For some of the people to say when you're on the 5-yard line that the Packers threw the ball too much instead of running the ball, then you have to be okay with putting the ball in Aaron Rodgers' hands when you really need a play to get it to Jones. I don't think people can have it both ways. You want them to run the ball, but Mike McCarthy, let's be fair, probably would have ran the ball, punted, Casey gets it back with 50 seconds left and have a chance at tying it up.
Right.
I get that. But LaFleur is like, listen, I want to win. That sends shockwaves through your locker room. Man, our coach is here to win.
Yeah.
And we like that.
Yeah.
So everybody's bought in. But I just wanted to just throw that out there because people, a couple weeks ago, they were on the, 5-yard line. They threw the ball, threw it. They're putting the ball in Aaron Rodgers' hands, and it wasn't successful. But here, they put it in his hand, and you're okay with it.
I will tell you that I don't think Matt LaFleur will ever do that if it comes into that again to throw it 4 times. But I think what I really like what he did down near the 5-yard line was, okay, I'm going to get it to Aaron Jones's hands. I'm not necessarily going to hand it off. I'm going to do a little shovel pass.
Yeah, just give it to him.
Or Jamal Williams.
Yes.
I'm going to get it to him any way I can. And whether you want to call it a pass, it's a high or a handoff, it's a high percentage play to get Aaron Jones the ball. And that was really nicely designed how they did that.
And what you'll see is teams saying, well, if you're going to do 5 eligibles, which you're both backed in the pattern, they're going to blitz you a lot.
Yeah.
You got to go to empty backfield sets.
Right.
People are just going to blitz you. Aaron got to get that ball out before that hot guy hits him.
And that's what he was doing. Now, a couple times he held it, in the third and fourth quarter, there were a couple times he held it too long, but he got back to hitting that guy as soon as they went empty or if they decided to blitz. And you had to wonder if you're Steve Spagnuolo, who's Kansas City's defensive coordinator.
He's been around a while. He knows.
He's like, okay, I'm going to blitz. Oh, you just beat me for an 8-yard gain. Now I'm going to back off. Oh, you just ran Aaron Jones. It's a tough offense to deal with. Now, down the line, they're going to face better defenses. San Diego, LA Chargers have a really good defense.
They do.
San Francisco has a really good defense. Even Carolina can play some defense. What do you think the next move is from defenses against this offense?
I think the next phase is they're going to put a linebacker. They're not going to put a linebacker on Aaron Jones anymore. It'll be a defensive back.
Right.
It'll be a guy who, like they could have did that last week with the Honey Badger, but they chose to let him go to the quarterback when they played Kansas City. So now that spy guy, it'll be a guy to follow 33 everywhere. Now, they want to take away that matchup. That's fine, but now you really got to get your tight ends involved. And then you can always go to 17 if he has one-on-one.
Right.
That's where Devontae Adams comes in big. But then the Lazards of the world got to win one-on-ones, in which if they can do that, and this offense scoring in the 30s, I mean, it's not just out of the realm of possibility. You think about this team being one of the top 2 teams in the NFC because they have a lot of weapons, but these weapons were developed, not just weapons that were high draft picks. But again, you have your deep threat at MVS. You can always do that. Jay Kumerow's catch should get an award for best catch of the year. Either him or Jamal.
Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams' catch. I really think Aaron Rodgers was throwing that ball away, but Jay Kumerow's catch, I think it caught a lot of people off guard because on TV, it looked as if the guy had knocked it down. And to keep your concentration like that earns you more playing time and more trust. That if I throw it to you, because that's a 50-50 ball, because he's not necessarily open. If a guy can touch you, technically you're not open. But if Aaron trusts you and you're making those catches, it's amazing.
Yeah. And, the thing that was impressive, it was very impressive that they won on the road in a tough situation. Andy Reid threw everything he had in his, quiver. I mean, I marveled at that offensive game plan.
Just
it was
watching a good
it was
plan.
fun to watch. He and with Matt Moore at the quarterback, so give him a lot of credit, but give the Packers credit for overcoming that and winning. They made more big plays. Now, moving forward, they're going to start to see some better quarterback play. They're going to see probably some, like I said, better defense. this is the crux of their schedule.
Yeah.
Can they? How do you think they handle it if they suffer a loss?
Well, that's the reason why this start was so paramount.
Mm-hmm.
You okay with a couple of hiccups now because you're so far above the curve.
Really are, yeah.
So if something happens, you lose a heartbreaker down the stretch, it doesn't hurt you because you got total control over your division because Minnesota, although they're 5-2, you've beaten them. So you get a chance to play those guys again later, but at the same time, when you're 7-1, it puts a lot of pressure on other teams in the division to play their best game when they play you. Mm-hmm. And maybe you may not have to, but I think the swagger and mental toughness of their head coach keeps them saying, listen, they're going to leave on Friday to go out there to get acclimated to the time change and all that, but they know that they can sweep the AFC with this win. That kind of stuff on your resume is amazing.
Do you think if they go on the road and they play their game, and they're probably going to be playing in front of as close to a home crowd as you can have against the LA Chargers?
Yeah, that's a small stadium. 75% may be Packer fans.
It could be.
Yes.
What's the challenge then after winning a really tough game on the road? Is there a letdown factor that you have to be careful about when you do that?
Here's why it won't be a letdown. The defense didn't play well.
Yeah.
We're going to show a play X's and O's where Travis Kelce was wide open. They're going to also see some plays where they gave up a lot of plays, some missed tackles, some missed opportunities on defense. But again, they held Kansas City under 100 yards. I think they had 88 yards rushing as a group. But it's enough bad plays for coaches to show you, to humble you. Mm-hmm. They say, before we talk about how great we are, look at these plays.
Right.
To me, it's about what LaFleur says. And I know a lot of fans don't want to hear this, but he wants to go 1-0 every week. Mm-hmm. Keep your guys focused on the Chargers. That's how you win games. Sometimes you forecast out, you overlook a game, like Wisconsin overlooked Illinois, then you get blown out against Ohio State. You need to concentrate on that week. And I know it's hard. The fans will take care of, hey, man, look at the schedule. They can go 14 and whatever.
You could look ahead to San Francisco.
Yeah, you do. People do that all the time, a collision course to those two teams. But in the locker room, it's about playing a potential Hall of Famer in Phillip Rivers because he has the weapons to beat you. And they got away with one down in Chicago. Phillip Rivers didn't play that great. They only scored 17 points. But Phillip Rivers is the kind of guy who at one point, threw 25 for 25. I mean, the guy's always been a very feisty guy.
Yeah.
And then you'll get a chance to see Casey Hayward. But again, that's a playoff team. That's good experience. They're a big physical team. And I think they're looking forward to the challenge. And I think that they like the fact that they seem like they're on national TV every week.
Yeah.
People like this team.
Yeah, now their Carolina game has been flexed to 3:25.
See?
So
yes.
And yeah, I mean I doubt Fox will give up that San Francisco game, but that could be flexed too,
Yeah, that's a good point. Because that's what Americans want to see.
Yeah,
they're going to want to see the top two teams that'll mirror each other. Not to get ahead of ourselves, but what Coleman and Breida are doing, the same thing as 33-30. Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, the two-back system. Right. That's pretty much Shanahan is the same as Matt LaFleur, so they'll be good. But their defense is great. But with this 1-2 combination stays healthy, it'll be the best in the league because they both bring something good. They both can catch the ball out of the backfield. And that's what Matt LaFleur, and people were asking me, Tom, what's the difference in the offenses for Matt LaFleur and the previous coach? And I'm thinking, getting the backs involved. The backs catch a lot of passes.
Yeah.
But their comeback was, that's just because Devontae Adams is not in there. So we'll see if this continues when he comes back.
Okay, are you okay with them not doing anything at the trade deadline?
Well, I tell you what, I was real big on them getting a slot receiver, somebody with a little bit more wiggle, but that's Aaron Jones. He's your guy.
So now you think that's
He's your guy. He's your guy. I wanted somebody in the slot. The Emmanuel Sanders would have been something to be entertaining. I really liked the Devontae Parker down in Miami. But, Sanu, he went out to New England. But if you're going to throw the ball to 33, that seals it for me. Now, they didn't have any more needs, but they have wants. They can get another defensive lineman. I would love to see another linebacker, somebody a little bit more athletic. But that was supposed to be Owen Burks.
Yeah.
Owen Burks was supposed to be that guy, but doesn't even play. So it just seemed like now they have a perfect team to take this final stretch.
Well, we know who they are unless there's some surprise cuts later on.
Right.
Whether there's an Andre Rison in that group, I don't know. But, this is pretty much the team they're going to battle.
It's pretty much they're getting nothing in the return game. So I thought maybe if they did make a move for somebody, and that Ryan Grant move, I don't know how that's going to view.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes, whether they keep him around or not.
Yeah, I don't know. But Shepard and right now is going to share it with 39, but they got to get something out of the return game. They're just not getting anything out of it. And the special teams, and I think that was J.K. Scott's worst game.
Yeah.
So they got to get that back on track. But Mason Crosby has been fantastic.
Yep. Okay. So we have two great plays in X's and O's. You're really one of them on that Travis Kelce play. You're going to be really surprised about what happened on that play, and we'll also look at an Aaron Jones play.
So my prediction this week on the road.
Prediction.
I think the Packers. It'll be a low-scoring game because both defenses will probably get after both quarterbacks. The Packers will win 21-17, as Bill Schultz, our guru, acknowledge I was pretty close last week.
Yeah, you were pretty close last week.
Yeah, but I also wasn't real close when I said they'd shut out the Raiders too. So
that's true too.
I'm glad you didn't bring that up.
Okay.
See, if I bring it up myself, you can't use it against me.
Yeah.
But stay tuned for X's and O's because a lot of people want to know, how does this guy get that open?
Yeah.
We're about to show you.
And you showed why. So.
Oh yeah. Young Moolah, baby.